Okay, I am back, and here's the one. I went looking at my deck plans that I did for the Swift Assault Scout, which you can see here. We'll be referencing back to these. This has most of the little bits and pieces that I'm going to pull into the History Hope one, so we'll be pulling stuff from this one. But looking at it, I noticed I did the elevators white, so I'm going to go ahead and go back and change these. Holding on the Shift key allows me to select both of them. I'm going to set the fill to white on those and still have the light gray. You know what? I think these doors ended up light gray, so let's go ahead and fix those. Nope, not set stroke. Set stroke back to black. Just clicking, yeah, white. There we go. They were gray. All right, just double check to make sure that one's white. All right, there we go. And I also noticed that I made the doors too thick, so I'm going to go select these doors, and they should only be 4, not 6. So we're going to fix that up. Oh, I just left them at 6. If you right click on the little number down here, it brings up this thing, so set them to 4. That makes them skinnier like I like. And the pressure doors are good there. So we are good to go there. So I'm going to resave this one and re-export the page. I never exported that to begin with. So, all right, there's the document. Now if I go, I'm going to show you what the actual one looks like. There's the ships. Here is the History's Hope folder. And here is the actual one we exported. And there's our deck plan. Nice. You can import that right into your tabletop, virtual tabletop if you want, print it out, however you want to do with it. But that's what the final product looks like, which is exactly what we wanted. If I really wanted to, I could go in and mask out the grid outside of the hull, but I'm not going to worry about that. Leave that as an exercise for the viewer. All right, let's close that out and let's go back into. Now, the next deck I'm going to work on, I'm going to jump up 4 levels to deck 5 because it's the same silhouette as this one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to do a save as. And the deck 5 is actually decks 5, 6, 7, 10, and 11 are all identical, and they're crew cabin decks. So I'm going to call this deck 5 crew deck. And save that. And then we are going, the great thing about this is none of this, everything that's on here except for the cargo bay over here and the bay doors stays the same. The elevators are in the same spot. Obviously, it's one single elevator shaft and ladder shaft for the. I just realized that I forgot to put something in the ladder well. Well, I'll do that now here, and I'll go back and fix it on the other map later. But right now, we're going to get rid of the things that are not on this level. Let's turn the go back to layers. Let's turn the grid off so it doesn't get in our way for a minute while we're selecting things. We don't need this, and we don't need that. The rest is going to stay. What I forgot was to, let's turn the grid back on, is to actually draw the little ladder in. Oops, wrong way. Zoom in. Holding control and scrolling with my mouse wheel gives me that zoom. So I'm just going to put a little ladder right here, and I just draw it. I'm going to make the even smaller, make that a 2, and draw another one. And then draw the cross piece. And there's the ladder in the ladder well. All right, zooming back out. So small, it's not, just a little bit of detail in that. All right, so the first thing to do is to draw on the walls. So I go to the rooms, I come back to here. We decided to make the walls 6, so I will draw in the first one, and then I will come back, and it goes from here to here, here, and I'm going to draw it as a complete surface. And then I'm going to go back here and change the stroke thickness to 6. So there it is. And then I'm going to change the fill. Let's see, what color was I using? This is why I always tend to have one of my old ones up. I was just using the gray, so I'll refill it with the gray too. We're basically drawing rooms somewhat like these ones, or like this one. So, alright, so let's change it back to that 10% gray. Set that as the fill. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and draw in another room just like that. So here, these are actually the bathrooms for these cabins. Each cabin here has its own private bath. So there's that one. And then we're just going to draw on a wall and go from here. And it goes over to here, up, over, and draw like that. And then this one just drops down here. And then I have a space here that in my notes is just a question mark. Actually, that one, because it's square, I'm going to draw it as a square. That may just be machinery conduit. Also, we'll leave that alone like that. And then we will draw in the rest of this one, which is just to go here to here, here to here. And in fact, since we're leaving this all gray, we're just going to, oh, and on that one, we're going to turn the stroke off, set the fill off, set the fill to off. All right, yeah, don't need that. And that is the rough form. I also have a dotted square right here, and I think that's supposed to be a hatch, but I don't remember where that hatch is leading us to, so I'm going to leave that off until I can remember that. I'll come back and add that at some point. So we're going to go in and put in our doors now. So we're going to go back up to our doors layer and get the rectangle. There is a door here, and we're going to set the fill to white. And on the doors, I do them 2 of those little grids wide, and then 1 short on either side of the wall. So they're not quite a meter wide. There. So that whoever gets this cabin gets a little less space than everybody else on each deck. But that's the way it is. Oh, I just realized on my deck plan, I show it this one. Not right there, but I have it over here coming in from the elevator. So you get to your room first from the elevator, but otherwise it's a slightly smaller cabin. So if I really wanted to, I could draw these 4 cabins and then and I probably will, mirror everything to the other ones. Alright, so we have our basic floor plan here. I'm not sure what this area is. It's probably storage or something. I might have to come back and put a door on it. For now, just to be sure that remember it, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, not that, you pick that one, and I'm going to fill it black. That's what I usually use for just machinery going through. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in I'm going to zoom in a little more so I get finer grid. Right here, I'm going to set the fill to empty, and I'm going to set the thickness to 4. There's a hatch in the ceiling there. And that may just be on deck 5 or no, deck 11. To go up to deck 12, it is. That's what that is. I know what that is. That is the so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to make another layer, and I'm just going to call it deck 11. And I'm going to move this to deck 11. This is a ladder well that takes you up to the bridge. The upper deck goes up to the bridge, and it's accessed by ladder and not by the elevator. So that's what this is. I'm going to move to layer deck 11 because I'm only going to have it show up on deck 11. The other thing I'm going to do is come over here to the stroke style, and instead of a solid line, I'm going to make it a dashed line like that. There we go. So there's that's my hatch in the ceiling for that level. And then I can, for all the other layers, I can just turn that off and you don't see it. All right, so let's fill in one of these cabins. We're going to need a bed. I just realized I'm going to have to scale everything because my Assault Scout deck plans and my little icons that I made are all at the 50 centimeter. But here's my bed, so I'm going to grab a bed icon here, and I will Control V, and see it's a little small. So I'm just going to take this and double that. No, I got to scale that up from that to, instead of 45.706, enter 50, divide, multiply that by 70, so it should be 64 pixels. And we're locked, so 64, and that will scale everything up. I'm also going to rotate it because I'm going to put the beds in these cabins right along the wall here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, get a little finer grid control. And you notice they're kind of long, a little longer than 2 meters, so about a 7-foot long bed. All right, so there's one thing we need. We're going to need, there's our bed, come in the door, there's the bed. We'll need a table, we'll need some chairs, we'll need a desk. I'm going to put the desk over here. So let's go ahead and do that. The desk color I use is, oops, didn't mean to do that. So that's what these are. These are the desks. So I always have to go remind myself what the color is. So there's my color. Grab that. I should write these down in a document somewhere. But all right, let's go in and put in our desk. I'm going to go here. It's going to go across to here, 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 back. And I have to set all of the, got to set this back to solid. Pixels, pixels. All right, and then I want my fill, a solid fill, and I want it that color I just grabbed. All right, so there's our desk in that cabin. And then we're going to put in a table. We're going to put a work chair. And I did it again. I want to minimize that one. I want to keep that one up here. But we're going to grab one of these chairs. See, this is the cabin where it looks like it's all grouped together. Well, let's Shift G to ungroup. Oh, I don't know what I just did there. That was really weird. Control Z. I broke it. That's okay. Here we go. File. Revert. There we go. All right. Oh, that's got to Control G. Shift G. Ungroup. No. It did it again. Obviously, I'm not remembering my keyboard shortcuts. There we go, we're back. All right, so here, edit, object, ungroup, Control Shift G. That's what I was doing wrong. All right, so we just want the chair. Control C. And again, we'll come in here and go Control O. Actually, I just realized I want to do this on a different layer. Furniture. Alright, did I spell that right? Yeah. Alright, so let's go here and grab this and move to layer furniture. And I tend to get, with all these layers, I sometimes end up on the wrong one. So the hall turned off properly. The rooms turned off properly. The doors are all good. Furniture's good. Excellent. And I can turn the grid off. So if you ever want to print it without a grid, you can just turn that off and you're good. All right, so back to the furniture level. So now I want to paste in a chair. And again, I need to scale it up by 40% because I'm working on a 70 pixel grid instead of a 50. So 37.25, enter, 1.4 times, 52.15. So it should be 52.5. Enter. There we go. And I'll bring it over here and swivel it around so the back of the chair is out. And I'll lower it so it's tucked in under the table a little bit. And we'll go grab one of our little lamps. Just keep doing that. Let's grab our little lamp here. And paste it in. And again, I'm going to scale that up. 36.9. 51.7. Got a little desk lamp here, and now we're going to rotate it. There we go. We're going to leave it. Actually, you know what? Let's put it in the corner of the ship there because, wrong button. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. So we've got a little lamp stand. It's got a little bit of a glow effect to it. We're going to move it over here. And put it right there in the corner. All right. So there's that. We need some storage. So we're going to put a closet right here because these ships do experience zero gravity. Everything's got to be stored away. And once again, I guess you just have to get used to me doing that, I guess. It's starting to become a habit. So the storage is this brown color here. So I'm going to grab the color that I need. And in this case, it's just going to be a basically a wardrobe. And it's going to be right up against the desk. And I'm going to come and change the color. There we go. There's our wardrobe for storing stuff in. And then we've got some space here. Let's go ahead and put in a small table, which is just going to be a circle. Put it here. Make it a little bigger. And our tables, looks like I need to thicken up my lines here a little bit. What are the line? Yeah, let's make that 2. Same here on the bed. There we go, a little thicker on the lines. So we're going to change that down to 2. And then I have to change my color. Come over here, just fill paint. Oh, it's not getting it. That's weird. It's just cyan, so it's just right here. It's that color. All right, so there's our table. That's the other thing, the furniture layer needs to be above the grid layer. There we go. So that we block out our grid. And then we can position this table wherever we want in the room. We're going to take another chair, Control D to duplicate it, put it here, and we'll slide it in under the table. All right, so I figured that table probably can be like collapsed into the wall or something to give more space in the room if we wanted to. Maybe we'll put a recliner chair in here, leisure chair. Did it again. All right, which I don't know if I have any of those in the Assault Scout because the Assault Scout's pretty small. If I do, they're down on the crew deck, so that's what these are. Interesting. All right. Control Z. That's good. Right. See the copy. Ugly green 70s chair. All right. Let's see how that fits in here. That should be, scale that up. 45.321. 60 1.4 times, so 63.45. And I realized that these are just schematic drawings, really. They don't represent what would be there for, say, a Rusk would have a completely different type of chair. And I actually might have some. So let's move this over there. And there we go. There's a cabin. So, oh wait, we gotta do the bathroom. Let's do the bathroom. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to put in, maybe as I was saying, these are like kind of like schematic drawings. Obviously they would be the chairs, the tables, the desks, the beds would be for whatever species is going to be living in them. But really you only need different ones for the Vrusks. Azerians, humans, and Dralicites can all work with human-shaped furniture. All right, so let's go back to the Assault Scout, and we need how do we want to do this? Let's give us, which ones do we want to grab? Here's the ones I want to grab. I need a shower head, so I need a shower head, I need a sink, and I need a toilet. Let's copy those, and then we'll come back over to our ship, and we're just going to drop them on the screen for a minute, put them there, and scale them up. Well, that's going to be easy. We'll just go 140. All right, so the plan here is to make the toilet, rotate that. It's going to sit along the wall here. Just using the arrow keys to adjust the position slightly. All right, the vanity is going to be right here. And then we're going to put in a wall. So we're going to go back to the rooms layer. And I'm going to put a wall in right here that goes to there. And let's thicken that up to our 6. And another bit of it that comes to there. All right, and then we're going to draw in. This is actually, I haven't always done this. I'm going to draw in a little door here, and it's going to be skinnier than the other one. I'm going to fill it with white, and I'm going to drop the thickness down to 2, and that'll represent the shower door. Keep the water in and closed off, and then we need to move our shower head, and we're going to put it here along this wall. I'm not sure why its rotation is way over there, but it is. All right, so there's our shower. Okay, so let's check our layers. That's on the furniture layer. That's on the, okay, yeah, I wanted to move this too. So now that I've got it, I put the sink right there in the corner. right? So a little crowded, but it's a spaceship. Okay, so make sure everything's on the same layer, on the furniture layer, on the furniture layer, on the furniture layer. So what layer did this end up on? It ended up on the rooms layer, so let's move that to the doors layer. Okay, so there's that. And now, like I said, we can use this. If I take I'm going to have to draw in the wall and the door. So let's go ahead and do that on each of these layers, on each of these other rooms for the bathroom here. So we're going to go here to, in fact, I can just draw straight across there because I'm going to put the door over top of it. All right, so let's do that and scroll over to the other side. All right, so I can now just copy this. Control D duplicates it. Is that how many I want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is. Excellent. All right, and then I can grab both of them, Control D to duplicate, and then bring it over to I can just there we go. I can just position it exactly. There's our doors. So now what I can do is I can go to the furniture layer. I can turn off doors. I can turn off grid and deck. 11. Turn off rooms. Turn off the hall. And there's all of my decorations. I guess you could say all my furniture. And so I'm just going to grab all of that and create a group out of it. Control G, make it a single object. Then I can turn things back on so I can see what I'm doing. And if I duplicate it, Control D, and then I flip it vertically, there's a copy, and I can just grab it and pull everything down, and there's that room. Then I can Control D to do it again, and this time I'm going to do it horizontally, and that room's got to get adjusted a little bit. There we go. There's that room. And now I'm going to, now I got to make some decisions because I can't exactly do that. So I'm going to do it, duplicate it, flip it vertically again, because everything but the bed and the cabinetry works. Oh, and this chair is in the way. So now we got to move. So now I'm going to Control Shift G and ungroup all of those things because now I've got to move things around. So this table is going to go over here. And I got to move this chair over a little bit because I got to get through the doorway. All right. And the bed, the cabinet's got to be a little smaller. So I'll grab it and shrink it up so it's only half as big. And then I'll grab the bed and move it over. And there we go. And there's that deck. So this one's got some. So I think what I'm going to do here is because this one, I'm going to give him a little more cabinet space by dragging the cabinet and shortening the desk. And then I will move the lamp. I'm going to move the lamp down. There we go. All right. So we have now completed this deck. And we're going to, so this is deck 5. This is actually decks 5, 6, 7, 10, and 11. So we've now done 6 of the 12 decks of the spacecraft. So let's save that. And then let's go export it. And this is now deck 5. Let's go double check it. So we should have, and there we go. There's our deck. Looks good. Like I said, I'll have to come back and figure out what this was supposed to be. Maybe as I do the other decks, I'll remember. It might be, it's probably just storage. Or that's what it will become if it's nothing else. Oh, we're not done. I take that back. We're not done with this deck because this deck has portholes in it. And so we've got to go in and add all the portholes, and this is going to be fun. So we're going to turn off let's hit 5 to zoom in. We're going to go to our layers. We're going to turn off the furniture so we don't accidentally, in fact, let's go ahead and lock that so we don't accidentally mess something up. Same with the grid. We should lock that. If you lock it, then you can't grab it and move it. And I always forget to do that sometimes. We're going to turn the rooms off. We're going to turn the doors off because we just want to work with the whole. Actually, I take that back. I want the grid on and I want the rooms on, but let's lock those because I need to see where those are going. But we don't need the furniture. So what we have to do is we have to put in our portholes and but you know what? Let's stop here. I'll come back and do that. I have to go and do a little bit of chasing. So I'll come back and we'll do the portholes in the next video. Let me find the video and turn it off. There we go.